Hello everyone and welcome to another Google Analytics and Meta Ads tutorial. Today we're going to learn how to use Google Analytics to optimize our Meta Ads campaigns, our Facebook and Instagram campaigns. Before we get started, as usual, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel because it helps tremendously to keep doing these videos, so thank you very much in advance. And let's go straight to the point. Step number one, in order for anyone to be able to use Google Analytics to optimize Meta Ads campaigns, we need to make sure that we are able to track the traffic that is coming from Meta Ads in Google Analytics. And this doesn't happen automatically. We need to apply what we call UTM tags. What does this mean? It means that, let's say we are here on Meta Ads, we are going to create a campaign. Now I'm going to just run through this very quickly. We're not going to deal with all the settings and everything. We're going to go straight to creating the ad. So let's say here we're creating the ad, right? And as part of creating the ad, the system will ask us if we are sending traffic on the site. So let's say here that we are sending traffic on the site. The system is going to actually tell us what is the landing page, right? So this is the website URL. So where are we going to send the traffic? And let's say we want to send traffic to test.com. This is not enough for Google Analytics to understand that this traffic came from Meta Ads and for you to be able to get the details to optimize your campaigns. We need to click here, build a URL parameter, and we need to create a UTM tag. Whatever you input here under campaign source, campaign medium, campaign name, and campaign content is going to be visible in Google Analytics. So whatever we put here under the source is going to be visible under session source here in Google Analytics. Whatever you input here under campaign medium is going to be visible under the medium or the session source medium in Google Analytics. Whatever you put under campaign name, you will be able to find it in Google Analytics under session campaign. And whatever you put here under campaign content, you will be able to find it under content dimension in Google Analytics. So step number one, super important. We need to make sure that we build the URL parameter. So let's actually do it together. So the campaign source, let's say, for example, we are running an Instagram campaign. So it's going to be, let's say, Instagram, or you can call it Meta, you can call it whatever you want. The campaign medium, let's say, is going to be paid, or it can be, let's say, something like CPC. The campaign name now, you can either select, let's say, dynamic name, like this option here, or you can say, this is my, let's say, remarketing campaign, this is my prospecting campaign, this is my USA campaign, my, let's say, India campaign. It's up to you to put anything here. You can literally keep your, you can literally use your own labels. And content is typically used to label the ad. So maybe let's say this is a video ad, this is a reel, this is, let's say, a post, this is the post with, I don't know, the teddy bear, whatever, let's say you want to actually come here and input. Long story short, once we are happy with the labeling, we apply, and now you can see here that the system added these parameters in our URL. And this means that when somebody clicks on this ad, then the URL will deploy with the parameters, and Google Analytics will be able to register this information, which means that once I have this in place for everything I do in my Meta Ads, then I can come here to my Google Analytics. I can go to session source medium to get started. And here you should be able to see an entry relevant to your Meta Ads campaigns the same way that you basically labeled it, right? So it can be Meta/CPC, Facebook/CPC, Instagram/CPC, whatever, let's say, you input in your parameters here, you are going to see here in Google Analytics, which means that you should be able to filter it. You should be able to come here and filter, let's say, traffic that is coming from Facebook, Instagram, and so forth, your paid advertising. So now that we established that, how can we now use Google Analytics to optimize these campaigns? The first question you need to ask is, are we performing better or worse comparing to the previous period? So let's say we are looking here at maybe, let's say, 1 month period, January. We are going to come here, we're going to compare with the previous month. If you are looking at a weekly period, you're going to compare with the previous week. If you are looking at a quarter period, you are going to compare with the previous quarter. You are going to find the entries relevant to your meta ads campaigns. You are going to pull them up. Now, these data are just sample data, so they don't really include any entries coming from paid advertising, but I think you get the point. You're going to pull up this data. So let's use Facebook referral as an example, and you're going to compare the before and after. And when we say compare, you're going to look into 3 metrics. First is the key events, the actions that matter, whether it's a purchase, a form submission, a WhatsApp clip, whatever is important for your business. You're going to compare whether you are getting more key events or less. Now, you may say, wait a moment, oh, we don't track key events. If we don't track key events, if we don't have event tracking in Google Analytics, we are going to fall back into qualitative metrics. So you are going to look into the average engagement time per session, and you're going to compare whether the traffic that you receive from meta ads, first of all, is comparable with the average of the site, is the same quality or better quality, or you are going to check if this traffic is improving during this period comparing to the last period. And maybe you can use other metrics like bounce rate, engagement rate, and so forth. So you're going to fall back into qualitative metrics. And also you're going to compare the actual volume of traffic. This depends on how much you spend, obviously, but you need to be aware of how much traffic, let's say, came this week comparing to the last week, if, let's say, spend was stable, and whether this traffic resulted in sales. So that's the first question that you need to ask. Are we doing better or worse comparing to the previous period for traffic coming from our meta ads? The next thing you need to do is you need to go to session campaign. So here you're going to see the names of your campaigns, whatever basically you labeled here as campaign name. So you will be able to find it in Google Analytics. You can use the search bar to pull it up, and you can actually check this campaign, for example, is it doing better or worse comparing to the previous period. And now for those of you, for example, that you want to understand whether specific ads are driving sales or they are doing better than others, and those of you who used also this parameter campaign content, so we have a video, a post, reels, and so forth, what we can do is we can come here, click the plus symbol, we can type content, we can choose UTM content, and now we're going to have a second column here. If we have this parameter basically available, we will be able to see not only the campaign that is driving traffic, but also whether this traffic came from the post, the reel, the video, the teddy bear creative, the blue creative, the red creative, and so forth. And we're going to look into, again, 3 layers of metrics: sessions, means visibility, qualitative metrics, engagement time per session and bounce rate, and card KPIs, key events, and session key event rate, which is the conversion rate. What matters the most for those of you who have event tracking is obviously key events and session key event rate. So 3 things that you need to check: compare the current period with the previous period, check which campaigns are doing better or worse comparing to the previous period, and if you are able to track which ad is driving traffic to your site, also add this column UTM content and check which ads are doing better or worse for your business. What else can we do now? As usual, we're going to go to landing page. We need to check what is the best landing page to send people at when they are coming from meta ads. How we're going to do this? We're going to go under engagement landing page. We're going to add a filter. And here we're going to click on the dimension, we're going to say channel, for example, or maybe session, not channel, session source slash medium. And you are going to find the session source slash medium that exactly matches your meta ads traffic, right? So it should be Instagram slash CPC, Meta slash CPC, Facebook slash CPC, or paid. Depending on how you label it, you're going to come here and you're going to check everything that is relevant to your meta traffic, right? So now this website obviously has demo data, is the demo website. So we don't have traffic that is coming from paid Facebook advertising. So let's actually go maybe with the referral traffic as an example. But I think you get what you should be doing for your business. And now we can see here a list of landing pages that receive traffic from our paid social campaigns. The drill is the same. I'm always going to look into key events and session key event rate. If we are tracking key events, I'm going to make a note of the top 5 landing pages that have the highest number of key events and the healthiest conversion rate. If I don't have this data, I'm going to fall back into the average engagement time per session, the bounce rate, and I'm also going to be mindful of the traffic. Now, if your landing pages are receiving very little traffic, like in this case, it is not meaningful to make any sort of conclusion or use this as an insight. But if your landing page is received at least, I would say, 500 sessions from your Facebook ads, then it is meaningful to draw some conclusions and try to see what is better. Should you send traffic to the homepage? Should you send traffic to collections? Should you send traffic straight to the product? Should you send traffic straight to the features page, the pricing page, the blog? What is the best scenario for you? The next question that we need to ask now, we are going to go to tech details. What you are probably going to discover here, if you go to tech details and you change the dimension from browser to device category, and also you create a filter, same drill, we are going to go for session source slash medium, and we are going to say this exactly matches, for example, with Google CPC, Meta CPC, whatever, let's say we want to filter. In this case, we are talking social traffic. So I'm going to use now the referral as an example. In your case, remember, what did you input in campaign source, campaign medium as your UTM tag? This is the selection you are going to go for. And we are going to check whether mobile or desktop traffic is performing better or worse. And we are going to start with key events. We're going to look into our conversion rate. We're going to look into our qualitative data, and we are also going to look into the traffic. You are probably going to see that the majority of traffic coming from your paid social is coming from mobile, right? But you may also find interesting insights. You may find that you get more conversions from desktop traffic. Maybe the qualitative indicators like the engage time per session or the bounce rate are better for desktop, and you can make some decisions. Like maybe a decision is not going to be, okay, let's exclude mobile traffic, because that is going to drop the reach like significantly and is not really advisable. But maybe the insight here is that we should optimize our mobile website. Maybe our mobile pages are not up to speed, and therefore it shows when we drive traffic to these pages from mobile. Right? So you need to see whether this mobile traffic that is expected to come from Facebook slash Instagram is indeed converting, or people are paying attention and they are not bouncing and just spending 1 second on your website. What else can we ask? Demographic details, right? So we're going to come here to demographic details, and we are going to see, again, same drill, create a filter. We are going to filter session source medium exactly matches, and you're going to select only your paid social traffic depending on how you label your UTM tags. And now you're going to check which candidates are performing the best. Again, events, key event rate, meaning conversion rate, and then you fall back into qualitative metrics, engagement time per active user or per session, bounce rate. You can also click here and you can look into the cities, which cities are performing better or worse. And if you see that certain cities are driving more traffic or maybe more conversions or have better quality of traffic, then you can go and change your targeting in the platform. And you can also basically have a look at maybe language, age, gender. I would say these are the most meaningful information. Interest, not so much, because that's something that is very Google specific. It is not really going to help you to make any decisions in meta ads. So I wouldn't really advise you to look into interest. Also, age and gender information you can get in meta ads. So no need to actually look at this information like age and gender in Google Analytics. You can look into, however, country, city, language. All these insights are going to be very valid to optimize your meta ads campaigns. Now, that's pretty much it. Let's actually have a recap at this stage. So if we have to take things from the very beginning, first of all, in order to be able to use Google Analytics to optimize your meta ads campaigns, UTM tags. I'm going to keep repeating it. You can't use Google Analytics to optimize your meta ads campaigns unless you have clean, clear, and consistent labeling of the traffic that is coming from meta ads to your website. So use consistent UTM tags, always label the traffic, and then you are ready to get rolling. First question, compare before and after, right? So compare this period with the previous period. Are we doing better, worse, or the same? If we are doing better or worse, why is this happening? This means we're going to go to session campaign and we are going to check the different campaigns that we are running on meta ads. Which ad creative is producing results? We're going to click the plus symbol. We are going to actually use here the dimension that is called session content, or maybe content. Basically here I think we called it UTM content. We're going to add this column. We are going to see which creatives are performing better or worse. The next thing that we need to do under engagement, you go to landing pages, you filter your meta ads traffic. What are the top 5 landing pages? What are the worst landing pages? Pages that we send traffic to, but they don't produce conversions, they don't keep the traffic, they don't keep the users engaged. Now we take these insights, we go and make some changes to our meta ads. Next question, we go straight into tech details. We compare desktop with mobile. We need to see if there is a problem with our mobile traffic. Next question, we go straight to demographic details. If we are targeting a lot of countries, we can go here to country, we can see which countries are producing good quality traffic, they are producing conversions. If you are targeting one country, but you are living in a big country like USA, Germany, and so forth, you go to town and city, you see which cities are producing good quality traffic, which cities are not producing good quality traffic. And you can also look into the language that people use when they land on your website. And that's how easy it is to use Google Analytics to get insights and optimize your meta ads campaigns. It doesn't have to be overcomplicated. It doesn't have to be rocket science. All you have to do is just make sure you have clean tracking. You ask the right questions one by one. You make notes of what is working, what is not working. Then you look at your notes and you ask yourself, what can we do now with this information to improve the efficiency of our meta ads? That's it. If you watched that far, first of all, thank you very much. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching once again. I hope it was useful. Have a great day in any time zone. Bye, everyone.